Okay, welcome everyone. We are going live here. Let me shut down my phone real quick. All right, welcome. When you jump in, say hello in the comments. Let me go ahead and grab this right here. Okay, awesome. So when you come on the live stream, say hello. Let us know where you are watching from, and we will start this live stream here in just a little bit. So here, what's good, my buddy? Got Sports with the W. Hey, a shout out to Got Sports. Go check out that YouTube channel for some pretty cool editing on sports stuff. Nice job. Hey, so here, hello to you. What's going on, big guy? What's going on, big guy? We crushed that crude oil today. Welcome, Sabrina. What is going on, Miss Bunny Rabbit? The day trader. What is going on, my friends? Yep. Get back to class, son. I'll see you soon. All right, welcome. Uh, let's go ahead and give everybody a few seconds to get started. Hey, if you are, going to watch this on the replay, I promise that after this stream is over and I get back from school pickup, I will try to add the chapters on the live stream. That was a great recommendation by someone. So if you are watching the replay, you don't have to watch all this hello, because obviously it will not be live for you. So I got you. We'll definitely do that as well. Okay. Susana, bienvenidos to our Spanish speakers. All right. Bienvenidos. All right. We're going to be getting into this here in just a minute. Yeah. We're going to be jumping on crude oil here in just a minute. I just started with this because I just put the update in the app for EJ. Okay. We missed the lower entry. So I just wanted to update everyone. And I'm going to probably update those upper entries as well, but we'll definitely will spend the bread and butter on our crude oil as well, because there's a couple things I want to talk about. I want to explain. We had, someone post a little while ago, because I'm very transparent, that we'll talk about it in just a minute about the chart. So kind of give you some information on that as well. Hey, hello from Australia. Hello there. Awesome to see all these good folks. This last video on Sunday, thank you to all of you. I got some massive feedback and messages from all of you. And again, we can see kind of what played out this morning, okay, was exactly what was supposed to happen, and it did. So we'll talk more about that as we go. Hey, Rosemarie, I saw your comment from Nova Scotia yesterday. That is awesome. I know we have folks from Canada, but I don't know if we have anybody from Nova Scotia. So welcome. That is awesome. Hey, there's my good friend from Sweden. All right. That is definitely on the list for next year as well. We are already planning out 2 trips for next year. They're already planned. I've got one more, and I want to get up to that region of the world as well. So welcome. All right. So we are going to jump into it now. I don't want to waste your time. Let me get rid of this banner right here. And again, if you are kind of brand new, you haven't heard about this YouTube channel, haven't seen what was going on. We had a lot of folks come over from our Telegram channel. I haven't had my 2 cups of coffee yet. Okay. We've got some pretty cool stuff happening. In the link in the video description, we have launched our own brand new app. If I get a chance, I'll show you how that looks on the desktop here in just a minute. So you can definitely go check that out and get a whole bunch of good stuff, including these good people right here in the chat zone. They are just killing it, and they are helping each other with getting into extra entries, because I can't monitor this thing 24/7. So again, I encourage you to go down into the video description area and check out that link if you have not yet joined us on the app. Okay, so EJ, okay, I put this trade out probably about an hour or so in the app. I'm not saying this is not going to happen, but if we do get this pullback, okay, I don't need a new arrow here. If we do get this pullback now from here, okay, down into this area, okay, I would like to see another buy on EJ. Okay, you can see here now we are sitting on the 15-minute chart. Let me go over to the 1-hour chart real quick so you can kind of see where we are. Okay, now there is a lot of liquidity. Let me grab this arrow here. Let me delete this one. There is a lot of liquidity up in these areas that have not yet been taken out. That's why I think we're on our way back up here. Okay. And I have some very conservative, as you know me, 20 pip stops along the way to take your profits or to protect it. Okay. Now, I do, after seeing this move here, okay, and we've got this, boom, we've got this right in here. I currently have a buy stop at 159.55. Okay. That is this green line here. Okay. So, based on what I see here, okay, I think we'll get those 20 pips. Now, this, by the time it comes up here, it might be impulsive, like a candle like this, or it might be a break, retest this area, and go back up here. Okay. But I'm still good on that only because of this wick right here. I think we're going to definitely come up to take out that wick. And so that'll give us at least our first take profit up in this 159.75 area. Again, 20 pips. I'll update you on the app as we go. But again, that is what we're looking at. Okay. So if we do get this pullback, and let me make this a little bit bigger here. Okay. Then, we should be good to go. We do have on the 30-minute, no, but on the 15-minute, we've already got the SAR flip. And again, the SAR training is going to be coming up for those of you that are members in the app coming up. Okay. So we do have a flip here. So that's why, I would like to see, we're not going to buy from here, right? I would like to see if we get back up to the negative 61, and if maybe we reject this area back down to this fib level, then that would give you a better entry for a sell. Okay. So that's how we're playing EJ. Okay. If this breaks, then we're just taking this right here. Buy stop, take your 20 pips and go from there. Okay. So that's kind of just a rough overview of EJ since I kind of had it out, heard here on the chart. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Get an email address where I can contact you directly. Please ask some questions and share some info. Yeah, I'll share that with you. So if you go into my YouTube page, okay, there is an email on file that you can send me. But if you want to send something, it is, and I'll put it here on the screen in just a little bit. But it's TMP, T for the M. I haven't changed the email. M for Mama and P for Papa. TMP Trades at gmail.com. Okay, the website email, the support at theprofessorstrades.com is not yet active. I'm waiting for GoDaddy. But for now, if you want to hit me up on that Gmail, it's TMP, okay, Tango Mike Papa Trades at gmail.com. All right. Hey, what's going on, buddy? Okay, so that is kind of our EJ. Let's go into our crude oil here, and let's kind of see what is going on. Let me pop over to the 1 hour. Let me close this up here. All right, cool. Let me bring this down. Okay, cool. Okay, so let me just be 100% transparent. I won't throw names because if you're in the app, you can see it yourself. Okay. And again, as you know, sometimes depending on what I'm doing, most of the time it's a one directional. But for crude oil, I felt like we might be able to take advantage of understanding price action on both sides. So you saw me post a chart just like this one. This is the chart inside of our app, right? And we had a comment earlier about saying to them, and again, this is only to them. And you could agree, you don't have to disagree. I'm open for public forum, right? Again, they're not in the chat, so they didn't get the benefit of being updated as we did. And I kind of want to go on camera for this because I'm very passionate when it comes to, people making suggestions or implementations. So, that the chart could have been misleading to them because they're only on the trade alerts plan. So all they see is a chart. Okay. So, that being said, hey, listen, if we're looking at price action and if we look at the notes on the chart, what I wanted to do is give you two sides of the chart, right? Which we benefited from. We talked about before this happened. Let's go here to the 15-minute because we can use this as a teaching opportunity, right? Before this happened, let's go over to replay and let's go here. Okay, so before this happened, okay, we talked about if price came back up to this area and rejected, okay, then we would look for price down. And as all of you know, I was in the chat while I was driving telling you, hey, I think it's going to go down even further. And we got into multiple trades as well. So you can see here as the candles played out, let me stop that there. Before this wick, came up here. Okay, we grabbed what we do in this group, 20 points or more or secure. Okay, then what happened is we had on the buy side, and again, I know I don't have to justify myself, but I want to be able to show newer traders who maybe are just coming here, what we do, give you a position where if we got a candle to close, that was this trade. If we got a candle to close and you wanted to wait for the break and retest to do that. But we do have some traders who trade on the impulse. So and again, you don't have to do what I do, right? But I had a buy stop. Okay, we talked about this. It was posted in the app. I had a buy stop for 20 pips, and this wick gave me another 20 pips going up on a buy stop. Now, the sell continued because if you see here, right, if you only wanted to sit in on the sell side, right, the sell continued down, never hit stop loss if you were sitting on the sell side, right? So you had opportunities to decide, are you going to be a seller or are you going to be a buyer? But for those of you who took trades on both the buy and the sell based on that 20 pip buy stop, right? If you just did the 20 pips, then you made money on the buy as well. And so this is what I kind of want to go on camera real quick. And I want to let all of you know that are inside of the app, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many telegrams you're on, how many discords you're on. Nobody is going to hit the buy or sell button but you. You've got to decide. You can go on TradingView and you can get 10,000 charts per day from every trader in the world. At the end of the day, you have to decide if you're going to hit buy or sell because charts look pretty, but you have to decide, are you a buyer or a seller, right? And so if you trust the process, pick one side. If today you trusted the buy and the sell, you won on both sides, like many of us did. If you're only a buyer, then your buy didn't happen because we didn't get a close above the zone, right? As we talked about, we only got the wick here. Now, price continued. I've got somebody calling me, right? Price wicked again, okay? And there was our close on the 15-minute, right? There was our close on the 15-minute. And so if we piggyback now over to the buy side, right, we are currently here. So if you are strictly on a buyer, right, you're down about 10 points. Here is the stop loss on that, which was this wick right back here. Okay. So if you're on the buyer side, right, it gave you a break and retest. And if you're strictly on this trade, which was the buyer, then you are down, roughly 90, you're down about 13 or 14 pips right now on the buy side, right? If you took the 20, then you could have cashed in on multiple times. I don't need another arrow. Hold on, let me delete this arrow. You could have cashed in on this wick, this wick, this wick, and this wick, because from here to here is more than 20. Okay, so this is why, especially in today's volatile market, right? We saw what happened with gold last night, right? Did you see where gold is today? It retraced all the way back. There is a lot of manipulation going on in the market, especially in the last month of December. You have to use caution in December of every month. You have to use caution in December. So I will continue to do 20 pips and out. That's what grew my accounts to the size that my accounts are now years later. I will continue to do that. I will put in larger green sections for you to say, this is the next area that I would see price going to, but it doesn't mean that you have to hold it for that long, right? This is where you need a trading plan and you need to decide what your trading plan is going to be. If you don't trade with a plan, then plan to fail, right? We all will have a great week, a great month, a great whatever, but you're not going to be here 7 years later if you're not trading with a plan. You can only get lucky so far and so long, okay? So that is kind of what transpired today with crude oil, okay? So if you have any questions, please drop them right now in the comments. I have no problem with answering questions, but understand that when you see, if I give you, and again, those of you who have been with me for a while, you don't see a lot of dual charts like this because we're usually sitting either at a floor or at a roof to either buy or sell. But again, based on the volatility, the wicking, all the noise with OPEC and cuts and everything else, right? I figured, okay, hey, we're going to get one of these two scenarios. We have stop losses. So why are you stressing? And I guess it's the biggest question that I have for all of you here. And I'll go back on camera. If you are taking a trade that somebody else gives you, with a profit line and a stop loss. Why are you stressing? Like, you should be on your phone, right? Or your desktop entering your trade, and you should go out and just leave. There's only two things that can happen. Actually, three, right? You can win the trade to the highest take profit that you set. You could lose the trade to the stop loss that you placed, or you can cut your trade early on either side. Maybe you're down 10 pips and you say, I just want to get out now. Or maybe you're up 10 pips and you say, I want to get out now. So those are the only scenarios. There are no other scenarios in trading. That's it. Trading should not be stressful, right? If we're giving you numbers, right, plug them in. Go play tennis. Go back to work. Go cook. Go take a nap, right? That's just the real part about trading. You should not be stressed over trading. I put trades in sometimes before I go to bed. I have my risk in place. I wake up. If they're in the red, oh, they're in the red. Okay. My risk was my risk. If I won, okay, cool. We won. What's the next opportunity, right? You can't allow this to consume you because you won't sleep. You'll feel bad and you won't enjoy your day. So especially if we're giving you parameters, like, just let the parameters work out. But you've got to have a plan for exit. It's so easy to get into a trade. Where most traders fail is they don't know how to get out of a trade, whether they don't cut their losses or whether they don't see that price is turning around and they let a winner turn into a loser because they don't move a stop loss into profit. That's it. If you can do that, you're going to be a very financially wealthy person in this market. But those are things that in my group, we're going to work on as we go into 2024, because a lot of people struggle with mindset. I did for the first 3.5 years. I struggled with mindset. I struggled with leaving trades open. I didn't move my stop loss into profit. I wanted to hit the home run on every trade. Hey, it's going to go 100. And then it goes 10 and reverses. I should have taken 10, right? I should have seen the price action if I was paying attention. Or you plug it in and you let it ride. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. But if your stop loss is in place with a good risk management, in my opinion, 2% or below, then you're okay. Because when you win a 4-1, you just made up for 3 losses on trading. 100%, right? 100%. So we are going, and I appreciate those of you, right? Julian, Sabrina, Rosemary, in the comments, and I won't put them on here publicly, saying, yeah, that's me. Like, that's what I need to work on. So we're going to work on that in the group. I got a lot of mindset stuff and psychology stuff coming up that's going to help you. Again, we've already ip that first blog article that I put in there that someone of you reached out to me and said, hey, this is me. This helped me already. And it was our first article that we published. So we'll definitely be talking about that. Okay, so let's take a look. And if you have a particular pair that you want me to see, let me know. I plan to go for about another 30 minutes or so, because then I got to take a break and get out of here to go do the best part of my day, which is school pickup. That's what real people do with their kids. If you have time freedom, which trading gave me time freedom. So now I'm going to go ahead and delete this because we're going to talk about where this is at right now, because there's a couple things that we can see here already. I'm going to close out the noise right here. Okay. So let's go over to our 1 hour, because the 15 can be very impulsive at times, right? Okay, so we've been talking about 72. We talked about this area. So we now know that this was our floor today. Okay, that was our floor today. Are we coming back to revisit the floor? We can, right? We talked about it on the Sunday video. That's what I love about video. Everything in the video is recorded, and so you can hear me say over and over, right? I was looking for more sell opportunities and really buy opportunities. Okay, the buy was kind of a whim today if it happened, but we have to understand that we are still in a down market on crude oil. Okay, if you don't think about that, just go read any headline, and the folks all over the place who want oil to go higher are freaking out because of the price, right? So I'm not a real big trendline guy. I'm just putting this here to show you, right? We're still dropping. We're still dropping, right? The goal here, we talked about it, I think, on the video yesterday, until we don't close above right here, we're still going down. The trend is still down. So now we have equal highs sitting right here. Here's an equal high, and here's an equal high. So we came here. Some people like to talk about triple top and desktop and laptop, whatever you want to call it, right? There's a name for everything, right? I don't really care about triple top, double top, right? All I care about is, okay, it's come here 3 times now and it's rejected. So that is a strong, strong area where every time the buyers get that high, the sellers say, no way, we're going to go further down. Okay, so understand that right there. Hello, my friend. Welcome, welcome. So understand that on the big picture. Okay, this is where institutional money trades on the higher time frames. Okay, on the higher time frames, and I really, really, really love the 8-hour chart because it gives you really what the daily is doing, very close to the daily, but not so far down as the 1 hour or even the 4 hour. Okay, so what do we understand now? Well, we understand that that was today's floor, but if you go back over a little bit to the left, we understand that we were, okay, and you can see here that we were, I don't need that replay anymore, so let me get rid of the replay, that we are, we've been here already on Thursday, the 16th of November, right? We came here down. So whenever I see those kind of lows, right, and now we're still seeing selling pressure, whether you like it or not, this big wick here means that a lot of institutional money came in to keep bringing price lower. I believe we're going to go back into the box, right? I think we're going to go back into the box one more time. Now, does that mean that we're going to buy from the box? No, not right now, because we could have an impulsive move, right? And this is why people ask questions. And sometimes the answer is we don't know. Because what happens if a big candle like this happens here? Whoa, oops, let me bring it down. Happens here. We come down here and then boom, this is a big candle. That's a big red candle right here. Let me ask you, if we see a big red candle come into this white box and then come all the way down, right? Does that mean that you want to buy a falling knife, right? No, we're going to have to look for our next major level of support because obviously this would not have been it. So we have to wait because we don't know what type of candle we are going to get to run through this white box area, right? But we can see the selling pressure, right? So let me ask you a question, and I want to go to this arrow right in here. Okay, this arrow right here. And I want to make it, I don't know, let's make it this color right here. Okay, if you see this scenario happening in this box right here, right, are you going to want to buy crude oil there? Go to the comments and say yes or no. If you see a big impulsive candle like that happening, breaking that white box and going down, are you going to want to buy crude oil? Okay, we have our first answer, and that is Sabrina. Okay, Sabrina says no. Okay, so here, our next second answer says no. And I'll see if one more person. And hey, Samir, there you are, says no. No, you don't want to buy that. You don't want to buy that because usually what's going to happen, okay, is that you get impulse, retracement, continuation. Impulse, retracement, continuation. Okay, so we see it over and over again. Impulse, continuation, or retracement, continuation, right? So we've got to be very, very careful about not jumping in this. And a lot of folks will jump in here thinking, oh my God, I have a great price. I have a great price. Oh my God, I'm buying it at 71. Oh my God, I'm buying it at 70. Oh my God, I'm buying it at 68. And then you blow your account because you're waiting for the reversal to happen and the reversal never happens, right? It never happens. So you've got to be very careful not to jump in there, right? Has anybody been there before where you go to bed saying, please God, if you only turn this trade around, I will be good for the rest of my life. I will not do this anymore. I will not do that anymore, right? No, right? We've all been there. I've been there hundreds of times early in my trading profession, right? We hope it turns around. We've all been there, right? So, and Julian, I saw your comment about obvious. Well, tell you what, obvious is you've been there, I've been there. So it's not very obvious, especially to newer traders who are just learning how to trade. So we don't We don't know the people's levels of trading experience. This is why I want to take the time to cover kind of as much as I can in these coaching sessions, because we have people here that just started trading this week. And so I want to be able to plug in the positive seeds. If I could help people make mistakes that I made, then your learning curve is going to be much, much faster. But we've all been there, right? We've all been there at some point or another. So this is where we are, right? This is where we are. So I'm going to again remove this again, right? We have to understand that we've been to this low before, right? So the question is going to be, and let me just use now that I have this here, right? A box here, okay? We've been to that low before. So we need to kind of wait and see what is going to happen. So if you ask me right now, hey, do we buy or do we sell? I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't do anything right now. First of all, a lot of you, even in the group, right? I see you at 1, 2, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You're looking to get into new trades. Now you might win some and then you might scalp some, but that isn't a good plan to have long-term. Let the market close, right? Anything could come out that could either take this candle way up or take this candle way down. And guess what's going to reveal the next move is going to be the 8-hour or the daily time frame. Because on this daily, we are still bearish, right? Right? So we want to look for those moves where we see this happen right here, right? We talked about it. If you heard me say this example, let me make sure I'm not in the, I want to go full screen. You heard me say this example before, right? When the tide is coming in, right? When it sells, pretend this was a beach, right? This is the water, right? And what happens to the water? The water will pull back, right? The tide will pull back. And when it gets to a certain level, what happens? And again, I should have taken art a little bit more serious in school, right? The tide pulls back. And then what happens? It washes back into shore. So that's what you should be doing when it comes to when you're looking at sells. You want to be selling the pullback. So you want to be selling when the tide goes in, right? It comes to the shoreline. When you get that pushback, right? You get that current that goes back, then we sell. Every time the current goes back, we sell. Every time the current goes back, we sell. Every time the current goes back, we sell. When the current goes back, we sell. We're still in that pattern, right? So maybe that beach analogy will kind of sink in. We're in that pattern. And then opposite happens on the buys, okay? So that's kind of what we're looking at when it comes to crude oil right now. We're not in a buying. We're not in a selling situation right now because if you throw Fibonacci from where this low began to go up to the wick here, 3 days ago, right? We almost hit that 100 percentile, and there's a very good chance that we're going to come back to the 100 percentile to retest this area one more time. As we drop down, and you look at this from a different perspective, right? Again, you've got to look at the candles. The candles will kind of reveal a little bit about what it's doing. Nothing is 100% right, but there's just way too much selling pressure right now, okay? There is way too much selling pressure. What we do know is this, is that right here, we've been here on how many occasions, right? Forget the fib level. Just let me make this aqua, right? We've been here on several occasions now. Rejected, 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 rejected. We had one false breakout, came back. Look what it did. It retested, and then it dropped. That was the area we were talking about, okay? So we have to understand that this is a zone which is about 76, 68 or so. Remember, it's never a line that we have to look at, right? We have to look out for the next major move, right? Which again, if we get a candle to come back up here, right? And close, right? We saw what happened here, right? We had a candle close, the retracement came back into this area, and then we went up to the next zone. We would be looking for that same type of scenario here, okay? We would be looking for that exact same type of scenario here. In the meantime, we are not yet buyers and we are not yet sellers. Now, if you decided that you want to be a little bit more aggressive, hello, my good friends in Italy. Love Italy. I was there this summer. Then this would be a scenario for you. And I won't put this out yet, but for those of you that are here on the live, I'll put it out in case you want to take a look at it. If you want to kind of look for this second touch back in this area, your scenario should be nothing more than this, right? That would be your scenario right here, okay? Because if price closes below the 127, right, we're already at 69. We're probably going down to 67. Okay. So that would be a scenario. If you want to, have a nice, easy risk, meaning this is almost a 4-to-1 return on investment, then based on this, I'm only putting this out there because of this right here. We did come here once already. So if we come back to retest this area, we might shake out the low. That's why I'm saying we might get a better entry in here, but you've got to have your stop loss right here. You cannot compensate for the stop loss because there's a good chance that we go further down if we close all the way down in here. Okay. So if you like this risk to reward, that's the next buying opportunity would be there if you want to be a buyer. Okay. If you want to be a buyer, if you want to be a seller, right, then you need to see if we can get price to come back up to this fib level. Let me move this here. And this would be a Fibonacci. So we had a drop from here. Let's assume that this is the low. Okay, obviously I don't know what the market's going to do for the rest of the day, but right now, if this is the low of the day, right, if that turns out to be the low, right, then if you're looking for a Fibonacci sell now, and you heard me talk about, I like this 88.77 area, I would look for here, right? If you want to go as low as a 61, you can, right, to get that ocean coming down. And then your scenario would look like this. Okay, let's just put it at the 61.8. Okay, your stop has to be this wick right here. It cannot go any higher because if it goes any higher and we close, we're going to go all the way back up. And then your sell would have to be hopefully to come all the way back down to the 0 line. Okay, now this one is like a 1.5 to 1, right? And that is good as the possible buy, but you have to use that stop loss. Okay, this is based on the ocean theory. If we come back up, that we reject one more time because we wouldn't create a higher high on the price action, and then we would come right back down. Okay, so that would be here. So if you see two charts like this, like, I'm going to go back on camera. If you see two charts like this, like, somebody please tell me, is there anything misleading about that chart? I'm giving you multiple scenarios, right? Some people will pay $90. If you're in the app, some people pay $100 a month and get 2 trades a month, and it's one-sided. I'm giving you multiple opportunities for you to say, I want to be a buyer, I want to be a seller. If one doesn't work out and I get into the other one, I still make money because of my risk to reward ratios, right? So I want to be able to set you up so you can see the market maybe a little bit differently than you see the market there. That doesn't mean you've got to take either one of these. That doesn't mean that you got to take both. You can just sit on one or the other, and I hope it works out for you, okay? But if you are in my group, I'm going to give you all the tools possible to make you successful. What you do with it is going to be up to you. If you don't like it, that's up to you. Let me know. Don't take it, right? But I want to be able to give you multiple opportunities to look at the market because we have 3 different plans here. We have a possible buy, we have a possible sell, and then we also have what happens if this happens. Right? Then you have a third scenario, which will be the break retest and going back up. So you've got scenario after scenario that you can decide what you want to do. And I'll continue to do that for those folks to give you massive value and to set you up for lower risk trades. And that's why I'm going to give you these areas for you to consider. Okay. Any questions? We've got about 10, 15 minutes on today's coaching session. Any questions on this scenarios, on these charts, anything you don't understand, anything you need me to cover? Again, let me know. I'm going to wait a couple of minutes and again, see if we see anything on there as well. And again, if you do not mind while this stream is going, you can definitely hit the like button for me. I would greatly appreciate that. And again, for those of you that know me, I'm very well connected to faith. Absolutely love this Proverbs 13. Talks about dishonest money dwindles away, but whoever gathers money little by little makes it grow. That is my philosophy, right? I don't hit home runs. I hit 20, 30. If I get a home run, that's great, but that's not my intention, right? I move my stop losses into profit, right? I grab 20 pips as my first entry. I want to secure some profits. And then if I get into a second, third, or fourth trade for the day, that's great. But 20 pips a day is really all I look for. 20 to 40. If I get it, great. Some days I get 20, some days I get 60. So it averages out. Today's 3 trades, 2 sells and a buy on crude oil, I'm almost at my weekly goal, right? Because I have a plan. And then once I stop trading, that's it. I'm just giving value like I do anyways. So you got to have a plan, right? You got to have a plan. My plan is about 100 pips a week. You trust me, once you're trading heavy lot sizes, you will not need anything else, right? But I was there at the 10 cents a pip. I was there at the 20 cents a pip, right? I was there at the 30 cents a pip, right? I grew accounts from 100 to 200 to 1K to 5K to 10K to 25K to get funded in Thinkorswim, then to go over to futures and grow it to 100K plus. I've been there. I've done that route, even though I failed my first 3 years. I could have quit, right? I had a couple of mentors that came in and out, but I could have quit. For me, year 3.5, we skyrocketed. It snapped. It stuck. And I'm a mentor. Okay. As you know, I'm a college professor, so I'm very into education, right? It's not about how many degrees I have. When I go into something, I go in and I study it. I've studied oil left and right. That's why last year I had a 92% win rate on crude oil doing this style, not going for 100 pips a day, going for 20 plus pips a day, right? So that's just me, right? That's just me. So, hey, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll look at. No, he's not waiting, but he gets out soon. But here in Miami, I think in any school in most, maybe major countries, at least in the United States, traffic is crazy. I got to get there an hour before just to get towards the front of the line, so I don't have to wait an hour after school to pick them up. But yeah, I'll look at gold real quick. Even though right now, with what happened last night, gold was just still manipulated. I'm not even touching gold probably for the rest of the year. But we'll look at that real quick. The buy position. Okay, awesome. Sabrina, even with a small account, I see the difference. Those 20 pips out of, 20, a few times a week, you're going to get to 100. That makes a difference. Even if you're only trading $1, right, a pip, and you make an extra $100 a week, how many people would not prefer, how many people won't get a raise at work for $100 a week? That's $400 a month. Most people won't even get that raise. So if you can do that in trading, that's awesome, right? That's awesome. And again, if I don't give you, assuming you're trading $1, that's always my guarantee, right? If you get into the app and the membership, which is $26 a month, right? Or the annual plan, which is $20 a month, if you don't make that money back by the trades that I will highlight and record and know what they went for profit, you don't have to pay. So you're going to get 27 pips to make up your membership if you're trading $1, right? So we're going to get you there. We're going to get you there. We're only just starting, right? We're only just starting. Okay, so the buy position again. Somebody wanted me to explain real quick. Again, the buy position, this would have to be the buy position. The buy position would be that price comes back down to retest this level, okay? Because we had a prior touch here. So if we get into this level, right, even if it takes out this low a little bit, that's why I'm giving you a little bit of a cushion with the stop loss. It would be to buy here at this level, okay? That would be the buy, okay? The sell, again, would happen up in this area using this risk to reward ratio. The next buy, if we don't get this buy, would be waiting for this candle to close above, retest, and then go back higher, kind of like what happened here, okay, in this particular area. Okay, that would be your scenario. And I would use, I would actually probably use this wick as your stop loss. If you want to go a little bit lower than this low right here, but if you want to play very conservative, I would use this wick for this buying situation here. Okay, let's drop into gold. Last analysis. I laughed at this morning because it was like, whoa. I put in the group yesterday. I got in and I turned around and I was out of the trade. I mean, I was up like 15 pips, and next thing I know, this crazy crap happened. And I was like, what the hell? No question. When that candle opened, okay, yesterday, right, it went up, right, 750 pips. Like everybody's account got wiped out, taken out, whatever the case may be. I got very lucky that I had just happened to move my stop loss into break even, and I got very, very lucky, or I would have been in some drawdown, right? Now, not drawdown, that I would have had to close my account because I have a good risk to reward, and this is a large account that I trade gold and the indices with. But I would have been like, holy cow, like, are you kidding me? Like, I would have probably ended up closing, just taking the loss, right? Because I said this could have gone to 2,200, right? And then we saw price came back down, and now it came back down to below, well, obviously below the open, and then back to our lows here. So again, oil right now is just very, very tricky. Take a look at that day candle, right? Gold has moved 1,245 pips in both directions, right? In both directions. I wish I would have had a buy and a sell scenario for this one. We would have really cashed out. But again, Sunday open was, I've never seen this in 7 years to go over 1,000 pips. I've never seen this. It would have to be when the war of Iraq happened, where that price tanked years ago on a market open. Okay, so right now, there are still some major gaps for which I don't even trust anymore, but there are still major gaps down in this area, which is about 1830. Okay, you may not see it here, but if you check your broker, there should be some gaps. Oops, there should be some gaps down in this area. What the heck did I do here? Oh, there should, but again, not saying it's going to close, right? Because we have a few months, or not a few months, a few weeks left in December. But just based on what I'm seeing here now, right, this would be the next level that we are probably going to touch when it comes to, let me change that, when it comes to gold. Okay, another 221 pips. I think we'll get to that. That's the next support level. Okay, that is the next support level. So kind of same thing now that it's kind of tipped its hand, right? Can it go back up? I would, and again, I'm not going to do any analysis on gold right now because I don't have the time. But again, it would be kind of, the same thing. If we don't get, once we get here, again, I said it on the channel last couple of weeks, right? I was only a seller of gold. I wasn't going to be a buyer of gold. So again, I don't trust it, right? I would need this scenario to happen where we go below, we come back up, and then we drop more over here for me to be another seller of gold, right? Now, if it retraces up, that's a different story, right? On the 8 hour, if it retraces back up, then hell, of course, I'm going to jump into that. I mean, if it retraces back up into this area, right? Now, it can come back up for that wick. Who knows? Nobody really knows. And anybody who tells you on any channel or Discord or Telegram that they know, they're full of crap, because nobody knows. Only the people that are in the markets actually know. Right? So these are the two scenarios. I either want to see this scenario play out, right? When we come below, we retest, right? And then we drop over here, right? Over here. I'm not taking this buy. I'm going back to the ocean scenario. Okay. I'm going back to the ocean scenario. So the ocean, right, started here. Oops. Boom. The ocean started here, right? The waves, the force has pushed it now down to here. If we can get a retracement of the waves back up, okay, then we sell in this area, right? If the tide is very strong, then we're going to want this scenario that we just talked about over here happening, okay? So that's kind of my take on gold. Harry, what's good, buddy? I hadn't seen you in the chats. I was going to reach out to you a little bit later. I got some to-do list, and you were on my to-do list, but I'm glad you're well. If you need something, message me in the app, my friend. Okay, any final questions or comments? I kind of promised you 2 of these a month in the app members area. The honest truth is that we are going to be doing this more than that, but I also want to caution you that we are at the end of we're getting towards the end of December. Ironically, what's going to happen is volume is going to drop. Traders go on vacation. So really after like that 19th, 20th of December, I pack it down. We're going to give you value. We might take some baby trades, but we're not going to be trading on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and those things, because it's going to, the markets are on bots at that point, right? But again, this is a good time for you to work on your mindset. I'm going to be suggesting some books inside the app. I want you to, if you can, whether you can get them for free on Kindle or Amazon or buy the paper. I'm a book guy. I like to have the actual physical book. I try to buy the cheaper one, which is the paperback, so I can highlight. I like to have the book in my hand and read on flights, on travel, on vacation. I'm going to be suggesting some books. Let's make 2024 awesome, because you're going to take the time at the end of 23 when the markets are slower to invest in yourself, right? To work on your mindset, to work on your psychology, right? Especially if you didn't have a great year trading, ask yourself why, right? Do you have too many indicators? Are you on 30,000 telegrams? Are you on 40,000 discords? Are you looking for that free signal everywhere, but you have no idea where you got it and you can't remember who it came from, and so you can't find it? You can be scheduled. You can kind of funnel in and be more disciplined in one app. We're going to give you that, but we're going to give you that on what got me successful. If you're not happy with what got me successful and you want to do your own thing, then by all means, you can hit the cancel button and you can go somewhere else. And I will always wish all of you the best of luck. But I know what works now. I know what works with my style. And again, my goal for 2024, 5 to 10 traders making at least, who are not making yet $500 a month, to double your income in 2024 with what we do inside the group. Okay. Some of you have larger accounts. We're going to be helping you grow your account as well. But I'm going to be real. You're not going to see flashy videos. I'm not here to show you these indicator videos and what you can do. It's going to be real in the charts, right? That's what you're going to get with me. I'm 100% a teacher, a professor. I teach. I've been doing it for over 30 years in different areas. And so I love to teach, right? I'm not going to give you a video that talks about editing and things moving fast. I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here to give you value so I can put you in the best position to win. Okay. Some will like it. Some will not. That's part of the world. I'm always going to be honest and truthful with you and be 100% transparent. And if you like that, awesome. We're going to do some awesome things. If this is not for you, then awesome. I wish you and your families the best of luck, because I know you have 10,000 other options as well. Okay. So thank you for being here. I'm off to get some water and then go do one of the most important things is go pick up my son and then spend some family time later. What I plan to do in the app, just so you kind of know my schedule, right? We do some things in the morning, don't overtrade. I like to sit for an hour in the evening and look at the best possible setups on a higher time frame. I will usually never post more than 3 or 4, because if I give you 10 charts, you're going to overtrade. I'm going to give you 3 or 4 because I'm going to teach you to say, hey, I'm going to pick the best one, or the one that I like, and I'm going to go for that one. And when I win that one, I'm going to do it again tomorrow. And I'm going to do it again tomorrow. And I'm going to do it again tomorrow. That's how you build consistency, because you build habits. We're going to build strong habits in here. So if you go 6 hours and there's no trade alert, there's nothing that popped up in my radar, or I already gave you 2 or 3 possible winning trades earlier, I'm not going to have you overtrade. Because with every Telegram message, with every Discord message that you get from wherever you get them, it makes you like, oh my God, I got to get into that trade. I got to get into that trade. Oh my God. And that's how you blow your account, because you won 100 pips and then you give 200 back, right? That's just being honest. That's just being honest. And if you focus, I love this comment right here, right? If you focus in on one pair, that's what my mentor taught me. Hey, Armando, 1 to 2 pairs, that's all you trade. You have number 3 and number 4 in case 1 or 2 is like completely gone, not even close to our entries. Then you pick 3 or 4 as your backup. But we're crushing crude oil. You can live off crude oil. I just want you to know that, right? I'm going to give value for those that are trading regular Forex as well. But again, on crude oil, unless you're trading in futures, and even in futures, you can now trade micro lots. If you're in Forex, you can trade. I posted this earlier in our app. You can post 10 cents a point. So even if it goes 100 points against you, you're only down $10. And then you go heavier there, because now you're going to ride the wave up. So I'm going to teach you those strategies as we get going inside the members area. But again, you don't need 28,000 pairs, right? You only need 2 charts. Crude oil should be one of those charts. Pick something else, right? And then have a couple backups in case. But in the app, I will be giving value to those that trade regular Forex pairs, because you signed up for that. And I'm going to give you that value, as well. Okay. Have a great day. See you all later. God bless you. And if you have any questions, drop it in the chat in the app. If I don't get to you, understand that I respect my own mental wellness as well. I will get back to you. I spent 2 hours this morning while updating you on trades, helping people get launched, helping people upgrade from their monthly to their annual plans. And so That's all behind the scenes stuff that I was doing that maybe you don't understand that we're doing. And yet I've got other stuff here at home that I'm taking care of as well. Okay. So awesome. Good to see you. And last question. When you have a closing candle, do you choose it as picture? Hey, that's a great question. So I will tell people the 15 is a little bit less reliable than the hour, because if it closes on the hour, then you want to look for the 15 or the 5 to do the retracement and then the continuation back up. So the 15, experiment with it. I'm like 80-20. 80 is on the 1 hour. Every once in a while on the 15. If it's a large 15, yes. But if it's one of those that just barely closes over zone, nah, wait for the 1 hour and then go from there. All right. Hopefully that helps you out, Julian. Okay. We'll see you all in the app later tonight.